Pero estamos bien. Last check. Everybody look good?
Everybody look amazing.
Hey,
Amazing.
everybody look amazing.
You gotta give her a raise now.
Yes.
Listen, man, listen.
All right. You might not get fired today. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Look at today.
Hey, man, she can't get fired. She cannot get fired. She's the permanent producer.
right?
Yeah, it's already recording. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna, I'm gonna mix it up.
She's an intern right now.
I
But
don't
she'll
see
be paid soon.
Everything is good. Everything is red here. Welcome to the Dash Group Chat Podcast. I am the host. They call me G. And today, once again, we brought the ladies onto the podcast. Ladies, how are you doing?
Great.
Good.
You guys are stuck.
Amazing.
We brought you back. We had such a successful interview last time, and I've been hearing a lot of requests for you guys to come back. Got a lot of views. We got a lot of eyes.
We aim to please.
I will say that the last episode was the most watched on YouTube. So, people have been requesting y'all. What's up?
Gracias.
Thank you for all the love and the support.
Yeah. So y'all want to introduce yourselves again?
Yes, I'm Natalie. Stephanie.
Jalissa.
Luriana.
It's funny. I think y'all did it the same exact way as before. How y'all been? What's up? What's new? What's up?
I'm good.
What's up?
Freezing.
Yes.
¿De dónde vino?
Yes, last time it was hot, right? Y'all was complaining that there was no AC.
No.
So-
Natalie was complaining.
Always. I'm always hot.
She's still cold.
I'm still cold.
Yeah, but now
But what
it's,
I really want to know is, did Natalie tell you what to wear today?
no.
No?
Right?
I think it's
Hey, espérate. I look right? Yeah, I look right.
We all got you a gift
Oh shit.
Let's open up with this.
No way.
to commemorate this time.
Oh.
Ooh.
What is that? Let me see. Yo, listen, y'all shouldn't have, man.
Let's see. Let's open up
And it's
good.
matching your outfit exact.
Tired as a mother.
Wow, it
Yo.
matches perfectly. It does.
Oh, so this is
That's
why
why
you
I
are.
said, did Natalie tell you what to wear?
Check that out. Tired as a mother. I like it. Thank you for the gift. I got some gifts for y'all too.
Thing.
Are you tired as a mother?
I am tired as a mother.
Okay.
Only thing is, I'm not a mother. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put it right here. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for the gift. Like I said, I got some gifts for y'all. I'm gonna give it to y'all later because I'm not gonna walk over there.
No,
Okay.
no. Thank you.
How y'all been? What's new?
Tired as a mother. Gracias.
Flip it on mommy
Listen,
juice
that-
over
Name
there.
of the episode.
That might be the name of the episode. Tired as a mother.
Estamos harta.
Damn. You want to start there? Let's go. Let's go. By the way, disclaimer. I'm just here to listen. I'm here to, talk to y'all because last time y'all jumped me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
But-
remember
No
that.
te metes un lío hoy.
Yeah, no. Yo estoy tranquilo.
Hoy no vamos a portar bien. No
Hoy-
quiero-
hoy-
no nos
I go
vamos a
light.
attack you.
No.
Sí.
No te preocupes. I'm light too today.
Okay.
So what's up? Where we starting at? What y'all want to talk about?
Digan ustedes.
Well, speaking of a mess.
Okay.
Will and Jada, guys.
Okay.
God.
Y'all want to? So
Let's talk about it.
So Will and Jada, right? First and foremost, that's their situation. You know what I'm saying? If they happy, they happy. What specifically do y'all want to talk about in that regard? So that
que
we
él
can
tiene
dive
problemas
into-
y necesita un psicólogo.
Oh my God.
Well, is it just him, though?
Why him?
It's not just him. I feel like it's...
Ella es manipuladora, whatever, pero él sabe, y he's a grown ass man.
Okay.
Y llega un tiempo que ya lo mismo, tú tienes que darte cuenta y tú mismo te sientas and you advise yourself, like, oye, pero ¿qué es lo que me pasa? Trust me, you que lo ha hecho 70,001 veces.
She's
Why be there?
she's
Why?
borderline like abusive in a way.
This is us looking from the
Look
outside
from the
in.
outside, exactamente.
Right. They might be happy as shit.
Maybe not. Maybe la costumbre.
Maybe.
Maybe it's all for entertainment.
We spoke about that yesterday
Or
in a
maybe
conversation
it's,
where we.
financial.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's financial.
También.
You know?
So
Sale
That's
económico.
that could be the driving force also.
not the kids.
How to keep
No.
them in the limelight still.
So you guys don't believe in a couple going through ups and downs, and let's say they're in-
100%.
right? Okay, but then I get it, the finances, but there also is a family. They got the kids, everything. They've been
Kids are
together
grown.
for
Yo creo
years.
que los muchachos hasta hartos están de ellos dos.
Yeah.
Sí, porque una vergüenza para ellos. They're not considering their
is.
children and their
Yeah,
family.
probably the headlines don't even bother them anymore.
When
right?
you say consider your children, if the children are young, that statement stands a little bit more. But if the kids are old enough,
It still affects
Es
them.
still peor porque son, ya ellos están conscientes,
They
ya ellos ven.
have a responsibility. Like they're a public figure. They can't be looking crazy.
so
like
what?
that.
All public figures have to have this certain persona to them, to their family.
No, pero keep
They're
on the
they're
lockdown,
bleeding
though.
on the world pretty much. They're letting the world know how they. Plus, she had a book to sell, so she had to spice things up. And within that tour, she said, she reconnected with Will, and Will is okay with everything.
Otra vez va a seguir
So it
con-
So
sounds
what I'm
monetary
saying,
still.
say again.
It sounds monetary still. Like
How?
for financial reasons.
For
to,
optics.
There may be.
Like
It may
create
be
drama.
Create drama. Get the book sold.
Right.
And we are.
So then maybe the
we
kids
at
already
home.
know that this is for the drama.
There's-
And sell books.
True.
Listen, I'm pretty sure they're happier than most couples.
I mean, do you think that they agreed to let
Yes.
each other embarrass each other?
No. So the whole
Well,
August.
then again, when has Will embarrassed her?
That's what I'm
Ella-
saying. And the whole August Alsina thing situation, that wasn't even them. That was August that put that out. So being that he put it out, it puts them on Front Street. He had to go to the Red Table Talk and look crazy because he definitely looked crazy out there. But then, you could from the outside looking in, you
Which
could say,
is
"Oh,
still
she's abusive."
a monetary
She's
gain because she had him on her show.
yeah, it's all a monetary. Listen, if we gonna be miserable, we might as well make some money. That's probably their mentality.
So maybe they're
If we're not
that
gonna let
miserable
each other go, we
because
made that
they have
agreement.
money, right?
We made that agreement. We're not gonna let each other go. Let's make some money.
I don't know.
And fine, you over there, you do your thing. I'm over here, I do my thing, and everybody's happy. It's all good. People from the outside
Clearly-
are knowing because they're digging into it now.
Clearly, they know what to let out in the media because while they were separated, of course, they had to date other people. Nobody knows about who they dated. That's
Right.
because they can control what people see and what they don't see.
Right. Okay. So y'all don't think they're happy?
No.
¿Quién más está feliz?
I think they're happy living their separate lives, making money.
So looking at their situation and most situations and regular everyday people, right, like us, is divorce really necessary at this point for people? Looking at that situation,
Sí.
why?
Porque life is short, to my point of view. Y por the financial situation or the kids, whatever, tú no puedes vivir infeliz. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So if the best thing is divorcing for your happiness, por tu tranquilidad, por tu paz mental, let it fucking go.
All right.
Because eso al final tiene más peso que lo económico and everything else. Tú no sabes lo que tú vivir con alguien que te hieda, que
Somebody
te
that's-
moleste, que respire, because it happens. Like, you don't even want to see the breathing.
Shit.
Entonces tú vas a llegar todos los días a tu casa para aburrirte más de la vida. No, mi amor, arranque por ahí, olvídate que I make my ends meet.
But they make it seem like they're not.
To the mic.
Sorry, they make it seem like they're not separated. Like in the sense of, I mean, that they are separated. They're living their separate lives, like in an.
Eso es de loco.
I got a question for y'all.
Like they're together, but they don't
It's
live
like-
together.
yeah.
I got
They
a
don't have to
question.
see each other.
Eso es de loco.
Sí.
I got a question for y'all. So y'all don't see yourselves in them? Like
No.
pieces of them in y'all relationships? Pieces. I'm pretty sure you do. Pieces, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So we're tearing them apart. But all of us have gone through some shit. All of us have stood by on some shit, right? I get it. You get tired of shit and you're gone.
To answer your question, because you
Right.
said if divorce is necessary, and I
Right.
think obviously it is, if everyone is unhappy in the house. And usually the woman wants to stay because of the children, o porque dirán la gente, o el tiempo junto. Like, you'll feel like it's time wasted, that you invested so much time in a person, whatever. But if you're not happy, your children are not going to be happy. And your children are going to grow up and live their life. And then what's going to happen to you? So no, you have to let it go when it's time to let it go, and don't make a fool out of yourself.
Both things apply, right? To men too.
Yes.
Men too. Men get tired.
Of course.
I'm just telling you, men get tired.
Of course, both.
All right, so
But men stay in the relationship más for comfort.
And women don't.
No,
Yeah,
they stay in the
equal.
relationship and move on in the relationship.
Oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So
Hasta que-
so a man that is tired stays in the relationship but moves on. So which means what? Get to the point.
Cheating.
Okay.
Cheating.
So a man cheats.
But men
right?
aren't the only one that cheats.
No.
No.
Exacto. Puede ser
Of course not. Men are not the only one that cheat. But how does a woman break up with a man? Because you just said a guy, let's say, that may be right. That may be true, right? I can
And
tell you.
being in the relationship.
Say again?
Being in the relationship.
While being in the relationship, once the man is fed up, the man starts cheating. That's what you're saying.
Y la mujer, cuando está en la relación, ya tú empiezas a prepararte.
That's what I
Cuando no
meant.
está funcionando la relación, tú empiezas a prepararte because you're not happy. So you're like...
disconnect
You're
emotionally,
healing.
right?
Yeah, you disconnect. You're healing already. You're preparing yourself. So when you actually leave the person, ya tú, en tu mente, ya tú estabas ya hace tiempo
So,
preparándote.
okay, so let me paint the scenario. We're tired of each other at the same time, right? The man, you're saying, this is you, saying that the man takes the route of cheating while he's already disconnecting. The woman takes the route of healing and preparing herself and then letting go of the guy.
Exactamente.
Let's say that process lasts 2 years, right? Let's say that process lasted 2 years. By the time the woman figures out that the man's been cheating, or the woman decides to leave at that point and just pick up and leave, and when she's fed up, right? That's how it seems, right? If you catch a man cheating at that point, are you mad?
Nope.
Yes, you should.
If the man, if
You're
the,
still in the relationship.
It's still
No,
a betrayal.
it doesn't
but
affect
you're
me.
still in the relationship,
No.
but you've chosen a path of healing and separation.
It's not
It's
that I
confirmation.
decided, hoy I'm going to start my healing journey. Ya yo no quiero. No, eso es algo que, y
It
no estoy
builds
hablando de
up.
todas las mujeres,
It builds up.
English.
Yeah.
pero it happens like naturally. Like,
It's
and not, I'm not generalizing. Like, it's not all men and all women that do it this way. But
Okay.
I'm saying.
no, if I
Most.
catch him cheating y ya yo tengo 2 años processing que me voy a dejar, I catch him cheating, ya that's my
That's your exit.
Te puede cuidar,
That's your
recoge y
open door.
vete.
So not only so what you're telling me, because I'm decoding what you're saying. What you're telling me is not only are you emotionally gone, right? Because you're healing, right? But you're also waiting for that door to open from the guy to do that mistake to then exit. That's a cheat code.
Pero los hombres, como
That's horrible.
Men kind of do that.
That is horrible.
Because they do everything they're supposed to do so you could break up with them. Don't men do that too?
Of course.
No,
Not gonna lie.
they don't know. They don't
Not gonna lie to you.
I mean,
They're
I
not
think
brave enough.
right.
They
I
don't
think
have their cow. It's like
We
sides, though.
we
On
both
sides
are
it's
not brave enough.
Yeah.
We
Because
both are not
nobody
brave
wants
enough.
to go out and
Yeah.
put the elephant, like point out the elephant in the room, right?
Right.
So you both do it to a certain extent until
Yeah.
like one of them, like the woman is like, okay, I'm so fed up at this point. Once you find out the cheating, you use that as like the anchor to just drive it down.
Let's dive deeper into that. Why wouldn't we both just face in most cases, right? Because some people probably just face it and say, hey, you know
Yeah,
what, this
there's
is
some
not
people
working.
that would just head on, just tell you
Yeah.
and communicate like, all right, we need to cut
What's the fear of you not just going ahead
starting
and doing it?
over. Don't you think?
But you rather hold on for 2 years
or the
of
fear.
pure shit from the guy, or the guy from pure shit from the woman, of just craziness, to then one of you guys open that door. And then that's the person to blame for the breakup.
Right.
When
it's
both of
also-
y'all been on your journey.
It's also
What are
fear
we
of
talking
making
about?
a mistake. Like, is it the right decision?
While
is
you're
it
healing.
the right thing to do? Like,
This
I
sounds
don't
like a lot
agree
of
there because once you make the decision, like, for example, to end the relationship, like that's it, detach yourself while being in the relationship, ya once you take that step, ya porque tú estás decidida que tú no quieres estar con esa persona.
Right.
Y ya. Lo único es que hay alguna gente que you could sit down and speak to and be like, that's it, we're not working with. Some couples that don't. They don't function. I don't function that way.
You wait for the door.
like I lasted a whole 3 years dealing
In
with
your
the,
journey of
of
healing,
of letting
and
go,
waiting.
and preparing myself, and that's
Well,
it until he opened the
That
door,
sounds-
and then I let that.
I feel like I want to clear something because it's not just you're not always just healing because that's not true. You even after you break up with someone, even if you prepare yourself for okay, this might be it, and that's kind of like the healing stage of it where you're just like coming to terms with that it's gonna end, right?
Okay.
But you do go through stages of grievances even after.
Ah, pues yo no soy normal.
You know the being used to someone being there all the time. You're not. That's not something easy. It's like a death.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Uh,
When
so then
someone
I'm
leaves
not
your
normal.
life, whether you wanted them there or not, it's a death you go through.
It's also
Nah, I'm not
communication.
normal then.
Communication. If you don't want to speak openly about your feelings, and if somebody offended you in a relationship or anything, some people have a hard time talking about it, and that's why you wait 2 years because you're like, who's gonna say it first? Like you're just waiting.
That sounds.
It's a
It
waiting
sounds
period.
predatory to me. I'm sorry.
Yo no sé.
That sounds crazy.
When I broke up with my kid's father, nadie se murió. I'm perfectly fine. It's been since February. No he llorado nada. I'm fine. Nobody
So
died.
you never cried.
Since the breakup? No.
Okay.
Because she cried it out throughout the 3 years.
Right.
Exactly.
But
So
that's what I
was
mean. The
ready.
stages of grievances.
I
You
was
go through
ready.
them.
Yo pasé all my stages in the 3 years. That day,
And so-
that's it.
So
Would
at
you
some
be
point he
brave
started
enough?
smelling. He started like he started snoring. You're like, fuck this
You're
guy.
like, I gotta
he
take out the
breathes, and
trash.
you're like, God damn,
It was,
stop breathing.
yes, it
I
was
mean,
bad.
would you be brave enough to say when you know things are going wrong rather than
I think
waiting
things hold
2
you back
years?
from that conversation.
Huh?
I think something like kids hold you back from that conversation. Finances, as we were
Pero
talking about,
también it
right?
depends on the person.
Yeah, it
because I'm a
depends.
person, okay, I don't speak my feelings. I bottle them up, and that's a problem.
So for you, the easier route is to go heal.
Ajá, exacto. So it all depends on the person también, because hay gente that can sit down and tell you, oye,
But
I
would
feel
it
this
be
way, this way.
easier
But for
to
me,
just say, if you're able to say how you feel, would you think?
I don't know,
about it?
because for me, it's not easier to speak
There you go.
about
Everybody's
it.
different. You're right. You're right. You're 100% right.
So for me, the easier route was hold it in, callame. I would tell him here and there, whatever, but I did my 3 years, and then that's it. I'm over it.
I got a question for
Instead of
y'all.
like a jail sentence.
'Cause
I did my time. It's a wrap.
I understand the woman who is not very vocal about her feelings and bottling shit up and processing everything within the time frame to exit. But you're waiting for that door to be open. So
Yes.
if that door never opens,
No,
at
I
what
think
point did you say, fuck it, it's over?
iba a llegar al punto.
It's going to come. All right. So question for y'all, and let's just take a little left turn here. Let's stay on marriage. Do modern day women feel that a 50-50 split is good?
No.
Okay.
That ain't true. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. The 50-50 split doesn't
Ain't
work.
not.
It doesn't.
¿Qué
But
te
I mean,
dice?
it depends on what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because
Finances.
Okay, we're solely talking about finances. Then yes, because I like the freedom of having my own money and doing whatever I like to do, and also contributing.
Okay.
But if we're talking about household, it's never 50-50.
No,
not.
you guys get the upper hand on that. I give you that because
Right.
you guys do a lot more in the household. However, okay, take the finances out of it. 50-50 split still?
Déjame buscar el verso de la Biblia.
I would like it.
En
If it
Google,
was-
que
if
dice
it
que
was possible,
el
yes.
hombre es el proveedor de la espérate, déjame-
Right.
said
I
it out the
understand.
Bible.
Ludi.
I feel like when
She
you
taking it.
No, es que
specifically,
es no 50-50, eso es mentira.
yeah, when you
And-
specifically bring two people in a household and say, okay, we're gonna pay 50% of the rent, 50% of the light. I feel like it doesn't work that way because eventually you end
Yeah.
up keeping tabs on each
No,
other. Like, oh, but
I
I
don't-
paid
that's
this.
not what I mean, though.
Well, this is what I mean.
This is why I
Like,
brought this
oh, okay.
conversation
That's
up.
why I think if you live in a household, your money should be put together.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
and paid that way because that way nobody's keeping tabs. Because
Right.
I've done it
One
both
bank
ways,
account.
and it's not.
One
No, for
bank
sure.
account.
No,
You end
that
up
I
keeping
agree with that.
tabs.
That I
Like,
agree with.
I think as a grown up,
It's like, dude, you owe me for $1 of the coffee that I bought you that one.
No.
That's
Okay,
petty.
we're going too
creates
we're going too
hierarchy.
into we're going too deep into it. What I meant was like, all right, let's say for me a 50-50 split in my mind would be I handle the mortgage, the cars, you handle the other bills that are important, right? And the groceries, because God knows inflation, everything is crazy right now. And the laundry detergent and everything
So
else.
everything is like a list, and you guys split.
Right.
What is it that you're both
and
doing?
still we could have that joint account. And you could go in there and do whatever. I could go in there and do whatever as long as everything is met. So, but then when you add the household, the cleaning the house, the washing the dishes, the thing, there becomes an uneven thing because, of course, you probably do more. Unless you have help, unless the guy's helping.
Sí, pero que unrealistic to think que todos los días, vamos a poner que todos los días vamos a dar cada uno 50-50. Hay días que you're not going to have a good day, and I have to do more. Or I'm not having a good day, and then you have to do more that day with the kids or in the house or cook. It's all a balance, really. That 50-50 thing, it's not real.
So do you guys believe in one person taking over the entire finances in the house?
Sí, el hombre.
Si hay
I
uno
think
que
if
es
it-
mejor en eso, more, that's more like,
Resourceful, meaning the one that can handle the finances.
he has more
best?
knowledge and he's best at it, or she is, then why not?
So we're both working, but I'm handling the finances completely in the house. Are you okay with that?
I think it depends on the relationship, though. It's
I
like
mean-
what you guys agree on.
Yeah.
Who do you like? If you want to agree on, you solely take care of it, or you do this. I think that's to each and every one
Household, right?
Because if you're with the right person, then you don't have to be worrying about.
Shit, and vice versa. I know some women that take
If you're
full
worrying,
control
then
of
it's
the
not a good
finances
thing.
in the house,
I think
and it's
men
okay.
should take more
Say
on the
again.
financial.
No, but you saying
Oh,
like
you mean monetarily? They should be providing more
providing
money
more.
to the
Sí,
table. That's
porque
what you mean.
en la realidad we do more than they do. Porque ellos proveen financieramente, like they give money. They are
Right.
providers.
Right.
When it comes to us, we gotta cook, clean, wash clothes, help the kids with the homework. The kids get sick. Who stay up 24/7?
So let's do it
Y
like
eso es
this.
because we have men that do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pero son muy poco.
Yeah.
It's like a 5% of men that does that.
Pero todo es comunicación. Tú tienes que tener
So-
un entendimiento
Right, right,
desde
So
el
wait.
principio.
Let's stay there, right? Let's stay there. Let's say a stay-at-home mom, and a guy that works full time
Okay.
provides the money. You stay-at-home mom. Is that okay in modern day society?
That's at
Like
same-
I'm just generally asking.
Yes, it's okay.
It's-
you know why?
For a modern day
Because
mom.
that
Is that okay?
a full-time job and a half.
Flip the script now, because this is where I wanted you to come into. Flip the script. I'm staying home. I want to be a stay-home dad.
El problema
You work.
es
Is it the same?
El problema es que when we come home, we gotta do
No, let's talk about
El
it because
problema es que cuando nosotros llegamos a la casa también tenemos que hacer más trabajo porque ustedes hacen un maldito reguero.
see,
Right, but
those are
he's
extra
like- but
elements.
listen to
I'm
his question, though.
generalizing.
If it flips,
It's fine
if it flips.
because I've done it.
Wait. Would you expect him if it flips and the dad was the stay-at-home dad, right?
I've done it.
And then you're
I've
like,
done it.
You see,
and
I
you
got
come
them. You
home,
see, I
you're
got
like,
them.
I paid for everything. Is the food? Did you cook? Did you cook?
I've done it.
Why is the house dirty?
Because
Why
of
is
COVID,
this
I went back to
overtime?
work and he was staying at home with the girls.
Okay,
And I was the one providing financially
so
for a whole couple of months.
Did you
All
expect
right.
him to have
Listen.
everything cooked and clean by the time you got
be-
No,
home?
he had food ready for me. That doesn't mean the house
But
was
did
clean.
you expect?
before we
Algo.
go,
Claro, lo mismo
All
que uno va a hacer.
All right. Before we go into our own situations, I didn't mean it for that, right? What I meant is that enough? Like, let's say you're the provider. I'm a stay-at-home dad. You get home, the house is clean, and there's food. Everything that you would do.
I'm gonna be happy.
Okay, that's it. I'm not going into, but yeah, you guys make a mess. The socks are outside. The underwears have holes in them. Everything. I'm not going into that.
You have to be specific.
I am. It was a specific question.
Yeah.
You guys took it and took it into.
No.
No, but you didn't say he was cleaning and cooking. You didn't say that until now.
Okay, so no.
It's true.
No.
Play back the tape.
Play it back. The question is simple. let's flip the roles.
Pero que
Is
se
that
puede.
okay?
No, it is
Claro
okay.
que está
Because
bien.
el hombre
All right.
también puede have his downs.
I'm
que
just
no
poking.
encuentra trabajo, que es having a difficult time to get on his feet. Y si ustedes son una pareja, que cuando él estaba en su buena, él metió mano. Entonces, cuando él está en su mala, then I could do the same for him.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
And I believe in that. It's fine.
That's okay.
But that doesn't mean que tú vas a durar 3 años sentado en your ass.
So there's a limit. Let's talk about that. There's a limit.
Tiene un tiempo, sí, mi amor.
There's no limit that a man will put on a woman to say you're a stay-home mom
Because
until.
dice la Biblia
Oh God.
que el hombre es el
The
proveedor
Bible.
de la
I think
familia.
this is what I think.
That's it.
This is me right now.
Eso es lo que dice la Biblia. You're the head of the house.
Listen, I get it. Men are supposed to protect and provide. Yes. Let's you guys. All right, I see this spicy. It's a little spicy.
Viendo Brugal para seguir.
Ah,
Vamos
yeah,
a bajar tú
yeah.
y yo aquí.
So there was a list the other day, well, a couple of months ago, that came out that I was like, yo, I'm gonna hold this one for the next Mom's podcast. That came out. A list came out and said a place where you shouldn't take a woman on the first date. Generally, I'm not gonna go through the list, but it's chain restaurants, right? That's what it was, right?
Okay.
So
I didn't see that.
I didn't see it, but
so it's kind of like the Olive Gardens, Applebee's, TGI Fridays, Red Lobsters.
Pa Applebee's, no la lleven. Al favor, do not take
Al favor.
not to Applebee's.
Why not?
Because it's disgusting and it's cheap.
So
wow.
So where does a modern day mother want to be taken?
Un restaurante, it could be, let's say, Casa Mofongo, un restaurante normal que cocinen bueno. ¿Cómo tú me vas a llevar para Applebee's a comer alitas fritas que yo pueda hacer esa vaina en my house?
But I can make a mofongo for you. I can make a mean mofongo for you in the house.
No.
I'll take
Hey.
the
That
spot.
sounds
Unos camaroncitos, una
That's
cosa
fine.
así, como bien
What you
preparadita,
say
bien
first
bonita.
But was that list just for mothers?
No, that list
Or
was
that
from
was
women
like
in
for
general.
women in general,
Females
okay.
had an uproar on social media talking about don't
Natalie.
ever
I
take
I think
me
it
to
depends
these.
What
the
was
age
number
too.
one?
The age too.
We could look it up. Look it up.
Sí,
Natalie,
porque
the list.
These young
Look it up.
girls be going to McDonald's and you feel like,
Where'd you say you
girl.
found
no,
that
no.
list?
It was social media. You could look for it. It's all right. We could clip it. What you call it? It's a whole bunch of restaurants that us men shouldn't take. It all started with that video with that girl, who the guy stopped it in like
he took it
what
to
was
a
it? A
Cheesecake Factory?
cheesecake factory. And she was like, I'm not getting out of the car.
Really?
You shouldn't take me here. You look at me, blah blah blah, right? So that's how she felt. All right, cool. That's who you are. Fine.
Okay.
Nah.
That's pretentious.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
I'm taking
No,
you-
pero el Cheesecake Factory está mejor que Applebee's porque si me
Nah,
llevan a
it's
Applebee's
nasty.
no me apeo de carro de
It's
verdad.
like you don't know what the guy could afford. That's one.
All right,
First
I got
date.
the list.
All right, what's the
What
list?
is it?
Number one was Cheesecake Factory. The second one was Applebee's.
No, definitely.
Chili's is the third one.
No.
Chipotle.
Chipotle, dime.
They're the
Now,
worst now.
now they're running
Olive
down.
Garden, the movies, your house. I think that should be number one of the worst.
Sí, of the worst, sí.
Any fast food chain, right?
Like
Right.
Buffalo
McDonald's.
Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster.
All of those.
Beyonce's not gonna like that.
Listen,
A
listen,
buffet.
man. Listen. First of all,
buffet?
on a first date, you don't know my pockets. I'm taking you somewhere fancy that I probably can't afford.
My friend, if you don't have money to take a woman out, no la saque.
What's the minimum? Let's dive into. What's the minimum?
Es que tú tienes que...
I say probably 1,000.
No, a
Just to
thousand
be-
is a
What?
lot.
Just
No,
to-
that's too much.
At
That's
this
too
point in my
Feeding
life.
on this day.
Back then,
Pero-
we'd probably be McDonald's. You're going to get some
That's
McDonald's.
a lot. That's
Nah,
a lot.
That's a,
I'm clipping that shit.
That's a lot.
Like 1,000.
A thousand is a lot.
Nah, like 500.
You gotta talk to one of
When
them.
I say
What
you got to
kind of
have
place?
500, a man has to have at least $500
At least sí. Pero no es que
just
tú
in
lo vas a
case
gastar.
anything
I would
happens. I'm not
say
going to spend the whole
that's not
500.
Pero un restaurante que se vea romántico no tiene
Salsa
que
con
ser
fuego,
caro.
all that shit.
No tiene que ser caro, because no es lo costoso, pero que se vea presentable. ¿Cómo tú me vas a llevar a mí de que para un Applebee's?
Yeah, as
What if
long
you-
as I
what if
see
you
that you're
love
making an
Applebee's?
effort.
Not on the first date.
Mm.
Después on the second
But I
date
would say this
también.
is for grown people. Like if
talking
you're
about
a kid,
grown.
Applebee's is fine.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
talking about our age.
Our age.
Right.
At our age.
Okay.
Right.
So where would you take a man out to eat? A
A
man that
ningún
you've
lado.
been in.
Yo si no lo llevo para ningún lado.
So you never taking your guy out to eat?
No,
somewhere?
mi amor.
Oh, you see, you guys take me out sometime.
Like your
Nah,
man?
that's wrong.
Your
You wouldn't
man.
plan like a date with your man?
Listen, man. Hey,
Hey, and
What
if
are-
you're the one that asks the guy on the date
Add the
first,
Manny and Petty.
you should be the one to pay.
That's another thing.
say again.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
You
Wow.
wouldn't ask a guy on a date?
Yo todavía no he llegado
Like a
ahí.
guy, that you just met,
No,
or like a guy that you've
me
been with.
approaching a guy like if
A
I
new
like
guy.
him and like asking me be the first one to ask.
I'm aggressive,
wouldn't.
so I would do it.
Okay, so this.
Go ahead,
Aggressive,
Go
If I like what
ahead,
I like, I gotta ask, you know?
Listen,
Go ahead, Leo girl.
you may
Me
be.
quedo con esa. Ay, me gustaste, pero nunca te
I
dije
understand
nada.
it. You may be
cuídate,
losing out on the
Pero
blessing.
cuídate.
You never know. You never know. What if they're shy? You know?
Hey, man,
To
listen.
make the first
more
move.
shy.
Listen, man.
So
Wow, y esto
too
que no estamos
shy.
viendo.
I took my husband to this place called Sleep No More.
But after
What is that
you
about?
guys
Whoa, whoa,
were
whoa.
husband or on a
Well,
like
we were dating at the time, right?
Okay.
What is this?
It's like a theatrical kind of dinner.
Oh.
So first you go and you wear masks the whole time,
Hold on.
and
What?
there's like a play.
Okay.
Yeah,
was
that's
like, wait,
pretty
wait.
cool. And then you roam around. It's kind of like a mansion in a way. You walk around and everyone's wearing masks, even yourselves, and you're just walking around after you eat dinner. It was like 2 something per person. So
Wait, that was the first date?
no, that was like
Or like
few
you're
days.
Yeah, already in there.
okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
No, multiple dates in, but I just did.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. So, how important is time with your partner after you have kids?
Very. Extremely.
And do you think that there are women there that don't think it's important,
I don't
or
think there
men,
is,
women or men that
honestly.
don't think it's important?
I think every woman thinks it's important.
Every
I
Just
think
the
some
action.
men don't think it's important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where
Because
I
it's like
always,
they got you. What
I
do
always
they need
throw the
to
bait and they
put
catch
in
it.
that
They
effort?
think como
What do
que
you think?
para qué seguir like ya relax.
Is it important?
No, the same effort you were doing in the beginning, you have to continue. After marriage, after kids, después que
Ay,
los hijos
sí.
se vayan.
Porque si no,
to
después de los 5
college.
años, busca tu marido nuevo.
Yes.
So
keep the
5
same
years is the
effort
limit.
from the beginning.
You got a 5-year limit.
Because there's a lot of
takes-
men que they get too comfortable and they think como que igual que la mujer because hay que 50, ahora sí un 50-50.
Yeah, no, it's 80-20 here, but
Pero hay que
we got it.
Wanda, ven a ver.
No, I'm talking about y'all. Y'all 4 and I'm 1.
So it's like it's a 50-50 here, porque lo
Right.
mismo la mujer, tú sabes, déjame ponerme un día bonita de la semana para vámonos a salir, vámonos, because you have to maintain like that spike del principio. If not, se van a hartar, you're gonna get y te vas a de. I'm so serious about it.
Stank
so
ass,
yeah,
stank
so
ass
it's but
all
it's
the
both.
time.
Don't get stank.
It's a 2-way. The man has to do it and the woman has to do it.
Wash your no.
I think it's a 50-50 thing. Un día acostarlo temprano, the kids, and let's have dinner. And allí vamos a hacerlo allí en el baño. ¿Tú entiendes? Porque si no, mi amor, se jodió todo y a los 5 años te tienes que buscar un marido nuevo. That's it.
So you got a 5-year limit.
5 years. That's
Sí. Well, if you don't do anything para mantener ese spike, esa llama, like that attraction, like, diablo, mi tigre sí está bueno hoy, or damn, mi mujer sí se ve buena, or like, you look so beautiful. Because you gotta keep that, you have to.
You gotta always spice it up. You gotta keep
Exactly.
it.
You have
And
to
then
keep
it
it
just
up.
gets easy to get in that comfortable space of like,
And that's the problem.
because of kids.
And that's the problem, that we get too comfortable. Y ahí es que la relación comienza go downhill. Because we get too comfortable. Y que los muchachos que quieren dormir con uno y que quieren...
I mean, you
Cuenten
get-
esos
you're
muchachos en su
tired,
cama.
too. You're tired as a mother too.
Like
so
the kids need to go to their bed, to their room, so your relationship with your partner can function.
Oh, that's another thing. Keeping
That's
the kids
another,
out
yes.
of bed.
That's like the worst.
That's a mission.
Okay.
That's a
And it's
mission.
hard. And it's hard, pero you gotta try because tú quieres tu pareja, tú quieres estar con ella, pero los muchachos a veces, mi hermano, muévase de ahí.
Hey man, listen.
To tener el medio.
Sí, está
Damn.
estorbando tiguerito.
Damn, I used to be one of those kids too. I used to be just diving into my parents' house, and my parents' bed, just dive in, boom, get in the middle, give me some space.
No, you would knock everybody down from the bed. Él dormía malo.
Yeah, I used to sleep. I knocked down my grandma. Que descansen pa. I knocked down my grandma, my uncles,
Te
my
baja
aunts.
la ella la pata a la hora de la cama.
Love you, grandma. So, ladies, one question that popped up that I've been wanting to ask each of you: what type of parent do you consider yourself to be? There's different types. There's helicopter parents. There's lawnmower parents, gliding parents. Which one do you feel that is your preference? Because we're all parents. We have different ways of parenting. Which one do you think?
For me, definitely helicopter parent.
Yeah.
And I just can't let go. So I'm always like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Right.
Especially when it's at home. I feel like I might be the gliding parent that kind of just lets them roam free and do whatever because it's my space. But when we're out in public, I feel like the helicopter parent, like I just can't relax because I'm just like, who's looking at my kid? What is my kid doing? I'm like at alert at 1,000.
Right. Right. What causes that?
It's
What
more-
caused you to be that way?
It's more of the like anxiety of like what other, like my kid interacting with the world and what people and like outside stuff that I can't control. That makes me think, okay, I gotta make sure they're protected. So
Right.
if I'm looking, I know that they're good.
Damn.
And I don't know. It's like an anxiety thing about other people interacting with my
Right.
kids.
The perception of
Right.
the kids by seen by the world. I think I'm a little bit of that too. I think I'm a little bit of that. However, I've become like not laid back in a sense, but I'll tell you what not to do. And if you didn't listen the second time, it's not like I'm gonna let you get hurt or
Like fuck around, find out.
right. It's not like that. Like if I tell you to stop jumping and
Is
you
that
continue
one of the
jumping,
labels?
right. It's like if I tell you to stop jumping or stop running because you're gonna get hurt and you don't stop running, I'll tell you a second time, and then the third time I'm gonna just let you do what you're gonna do and feel what you have to feel in order to know the pain behind why I'm telling you not to do it. So now you know. So now it's like I'm giving you knowledge in a sense. Maybe it's not the right way, but now that you know, because if you don't know, you're just gonna think it's okay or operate off fear if you don't know something, right? But now that you know, you have the knowledge, now you know not to do it again. What do you think? What type of parent you think you are?
I feel like I'm mostly like helicopter and lawnmower.
Quick disclaimer.
Say nothing,
And
Jada.
I'm trying the gliding a little bit.
The gliding parent?
Yeah, so it's like a mix of everything, but mostly helicopter and lawnmower. And I feel like it's not like you choose what type of parent you want to be.
That's true.
It's
That's
like what happened,
Right.
like what happened to you in your upbringing,
Speak
and like
about
you
that.
don't want your children to go through it as well.
That's
So
yeah.
it's just me being like I could be overprotective, but it's because I don't want my daughter to go through certain things I went through.
So you're a helicopter and a lawnmower parent. The lawnmower parent removes obstacles away
But
from
now
the
that
kid.
she's older, I'm trying really hard
Right.
to like let go. Like I'm and I feel like I have been.
Well, she's
It was
gonna meet
hard
the
at
real
first,
world.
but it's getting better.
She's gonna meet the real world at some point.
Yeah.
We just can't. That's another thing. We can't hide our kids from reality. Like we want to create this bubble at home. Like this is home. The world is
To
perfect.
protect them from it.
And then it's like you step out and you've been unprepared your whole life because your parents have been on you or, lawnmower parent or whatever. And then you go out into the world, into college or whatever, and shit ain't no game out here. It's
Yeah.
real shit, right?
Right.
Or do you prepare your, as you're saying, you're loosening up now. You're letting her
Yeah.
see what it is.
And we talk a lot. We talk about everything. Like we have that open communication. And I like speak to her about things that could happen. Things to be alert and like aware of. Or I'll be like in the car. I'm like, go to the store and do that. Like buy this. Like
right.
you want to learn how to do. You want to act like you're older. So let's
Right.
start doing older stuff like by
Right.
yourself.
That makes
So
sense.
I am doing that part because of course like she's gonna in a few years she's gonna go to college.
Sooner than you think.
Yeah, so she has to get prepared for this, and unfortunately, I'm not always gonna be here with her.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
tough.
wanna leave your children, like that's our biggest fear, obviously as parents, leaving our children and not knowing that they'll be prepared.
Right.
So yeah, it's a process, but yeah, I feel like it's because of my past that I'm like that, and I'm working on it.
Okay. What about you?
I feel like I'm all of them mixed in together.
Yeah.
I feel like as time goes along, try to change it. Like the helicopter parenting, it's like he'll ask me to go sleepover, and I'm like, what? Sleepover?
Yeah, that's tough.
And then I'm like, Mom, what do you think? I'll ask my mom, and she's like, well, you have to see how many kids are going to be there. You got to talk to the parents. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about a sleepover. Even though it's all boys, obviously, it's like the helicopter parent in me, I guess. And my mom let me go to sleepovers and everything was fine, but you just never know nowadays, especially that things are different. And the one time that I let him sleep over, I was like, okay, it wasn't bad.
Right.
But it's like, I look at my mom and I would say she didn't helicopter parent me.
Right.
And I turned out fine.
She gave you liberty.
Yeah, so I always wonder how she did it freely, because I feel like it's hard to do as a
I
parent.
think it's the times. I think that
And with girls,
But I also noticed
Assuming with girls is a lot.
me and Jalissa were talking about this, and like, you know, in regards to like Aiden, you know, right? She was like, you know what? We think about it. Mom didn't let us stay at houses that there wasn't a father present. It was always just the mom.
We realized that all of
There
our
was
friends,
like no men in the house.
yeah.
interesting.
So I'm like thinking
Which
back.
I
I'm
never
like,
thought
my
about
friend,
that.
this friend didn't have a dad home. This other, like, you know, there were no men or no brothers either.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just all females in the house.
Right.
So maybe that's why she
interesting.
was
That's
able to.
interesting.
Even like getting him a bike, that was another step for me. Even though his friends had bikes,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it, because what if he falls? And I'm like, I have to
It's
let
dangerous.
him fall. But I'll set it up and I'm like, don't wear your slides on the bike. Does he listen to me? No. So did he fall? Yes. Did he learn? No.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to hit your head twice. Ludi, you're the only parent here that has an adult and a younger child at the same time. So I'm guessing your experience is,
Totally different.
yeah. How do you feel you are now versus what you was before with your oldest?
No, igual, porque mis
Okay.
hijas tan hartas de mí. They are so over me.
All the age.
All of them, all three of them. But I'm more tired of them than they are of me, so it's okay. With Ciara, I was bad. Well, I still don't let my two little ones. They don't sleep outside my house unless it's with my sister or my mom, so it doesn't matter. Well, aquí with Natalie,
Right.
London's first time. But I feel at home with the two little ones, you don't understand. Yo la dejo, they could break each other's neck, coger lo que yo quieran. Ellas se suben, se trepan, se tiran, todo. But when we are out, I don't let them do anything at all. Like, I'm always on top of them. And it's because nowadays la gente tiene la costumbre, especialmente el que no tiene muchachos chiquitos, de juzgar al niño. Or even if you have small kids.
Right.
Este muchacho se jode, ese muchacho se brinca.
Right. You don't know what.
And I go
right.
0 to 1,000 real quick.
Yeah.
¿Tú entiendes? You gotta understand. No todos los niños son iguales.
Yeah.
O que no van a estar tranquilos o whatever. Hay niños que van a brincar, pero eso no significa que they have problems or que whatever. Because a lot of people do that.
Right.
¿Tú
They
entiendes?
put their perception on them.
But I mean, I feel like you're pretty good, Ludi, with the girls, like in public. But there's actually parents
That don't pay attention.
that don't pay attention to their kids, and
Right.
other and
I think
That's what I'm
in
saying, but I
other
don't let
people's
them be
houses.
free.
Like,
And I think that's
Yeah.
what everyone
Tú tienes que
worries
enseñarle
about. They don't want to
educación.
be that parent.
yeah, tú
Or
tienes que dar
judge like you are that parent.
tú
Yeah.
tienes que darle
Exactly.
educación a tus
Unless you
hijos,
really just
like-
don't give a shit, you know?
Yeah,
I
like
think-
there's
I
you gotta
think-
respect other people's houses and
Right.
like have some type of control over your kids. You can't just have your kids going to people's houses and tearing it up. That's not okay.
Exactly.
I mean, tienes que enseñarle a tus hijos en la casa tuya y en la casa ajena
La
cómo
diferencia.
comportarse.
Man, listen, my dad used to have a look. Not only knows. My dad used to look at
I
me
feel like
from
it
the
was so
corner.
easy before.
Listen,
you would
he
get a
used to-
look and that's it.
It was a look, but it was a look. Look, listen.
You
My dad
already
used to
knew.
look at me
We
and I used to be
all
like,
felt that
oh,
thing's
let me
luck.
sit
You're
down.
like, I'm about to get my shit
You can't do
busted.
that. Look
Let me
doesn't
chill.
work anymore.
No, it doesn't work.
Listen, let me talk a little bit about that because, so I'm my father's only son, right? You're his only daughter, of course, but I'm my father's only son. And I had a lot of female cousins and Natalie that we would always go out, right? And when I was younger, my dad had a problem with that. And I never realized what it was. I was like, yo, what? I'm like 16, 17. Like, let me do
me
me,
be.
right? But he always had an issue with me going out to different places. Like, it's not a club, but it was like a place where people dance and stuff like that. Like,
Lounge.
like a lounge or something that we were allowed into. But he always had an issue with that. And my cousin, when she got older, she told me, your dad came up to me when we were younger and told me why he didn't like you to be out. And it's because you're his only boy. So you being with a fucking 7 women, other guys in the street at that time, something might happen to you and they're coming to you to attack you. And I didn't see that back then. I always was like, yo, I'm the guy. Let me do what I do. And it just shows
I
that
would've
he was
never
kind of like
thought
a
about
helicopter parent.
Yeah.
But that makes perfect sense,
Yeah,
though.
it does.
And,
Because
and
then
now
if one of them says something to one of the girls, are you supposed
gonna
to wait on them
respond.
to
Exactly.
respond and protect?
I'm gonna respond. And
And
that
you
was
get into
his
problems.
issue.
Then knowing that, then right?
Yeah.
Would you think, oh, I'm not gonna go out with my cousins? No.
No,
right?
so I back then, we kids, we don't understand. You could tell us shit. Like our parents always told us shit, and we don't really listen or we don't really understand it until we get older and have our kids.
Yeah.
Like I could see what type of parent he was back then because he would have limitations with me because of that. And now that I'm a parent, like you said, I see it clear. Like, okay, yeah, that's right. If I had an only son and you're out here with a whole bunch of girls and some guys want to be
Es un
disrespectful,
problema para ti.
that's a problem for me. And then I'm going to get home or might not get home because of that. Or I might get home all hurt or something because something happened to me. And I was always in the hood. It was like at the Bronx and Queens, Corona, whatever, right? So it was always those hot spots that my dad knew I was around.
Yeah.
So he was like, you're around those
I would
spots.
have never thought about that.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's
I
the
have a
thing.
question for you guys.
Yeah.
And it's relating to like parenting and the child dynamic. Like, and you know how some people have the stigma, like you shouldn't be your child's best friend, but
Yeah.
like, why can't there be both? Because I feel like you, as the parent, you should show your kid an example of what a best friend is, so that when they encounter a person that they think might be their best friend, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They look for those
you should show
qualities.
that you should share that relationship
I'm
with
the
them.
parent that I don't believe in that.
Okay.
Pero with Ciara, yo le digo a ella, I'm not your friend. I'm
Okay.
your mom. Pero Ciara sabe que cualquier cosa, she can come to me and tell me.
Right.
¿Tú entiendes? So,
I
tiene
see
que
it from
haber,
both ways. I see it both
you,
ways.
You understand? Like,
Right.
okay, no me trate como tu amiga porque tú me tienes que respetar because I'm your mom. Pero
100%.
ten la
That's 100%.
seguridad que
Right.
cualquier cosa, and thank God, for how kids are nowadays, Ciara comes to me like, I would say 90% of the things.
Right.
Right.
You understand? Like cualquier cosa, ella puede de que she'll last a little bit to tell me, but cuando ella se ve like, she's like, I gotta tell my mom. So she'll come to me. So I think, pero como quiera yo le digo, I'm not your friend. I'm your mom. Tú me tienes que respetar. Y no es que tú no me, you're not gonna have the confidence to tell me things because I'm your mom. I'm gonna tell you an advice that's gonna benefit you,
Right.
the best for you. Pero
Right.
como quiera, tú me tienes que respetar como tu mamá. Yo no soy tu amiga.
Right.
But that's what you're saying. It's kind
Right,
of like
right.
the both thing.
Is
both
it
ways.
possible to have
Yeah.
both?
Because I
think there
parents que I just be like, mi hermano, but you're the parent. You're not the friend. Como
Right.
que they take
No,
it a
there's
little
this-
bit
the
over.
extreme, yeah.
Exactly.
There's
And-
a what's the word?
But you have to set
Boundary.
boundaries.
exactly.
You know.
There's a boundary.
Set boundaries.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like I said before, they could get too comfortable.
Too comfortable.
And then they forget. I'm like, espérate,
Yeah,
you
there's
gotta
a line.
remind them.
There's a thin line here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
There's
a very thin
line.
line. Eso
Like
mismo.
I'm being friendly to you doesn't mean that I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I'm your parent. You're going to
Right.
respect me as your parent. But you could come to me and confide because I'm going to give you the knowledge and the tools you need whenever you need them. I see what you're saying.
Growing
Yeah,
up,
right.
did you guys feel like you can go to your parents and tell them
No.
anything?
Hell no. Their reaction is like,
No.
What you
No.
say? What did you say?
No, that's why I told
That's what,
Jada,
you know?
like, you're so lucky that the relationship we have, I didn't have that with my mother. And my mom was the best mom to
Una
me.
apoyadora.
Todo, pero
Yes.
yo tenía ese miedo, yo no podía hablarle a mi mamá o a
But
mi
is it
papá.
good to have that fear?
I think
There's
it was
a lot of things they
necessary.
didn't know, they
It
didn't find
depends.
out because we couldn't talk.
Depende.
Right.
Porque
It's
una
not
cosa
good.
es
It's not good.
fear and another is respect.
Sí.
Right.
So there's a difference. You know? So
And
it
then
was-
there's a mixture
fear
of
and
two.
respect. Yeah.
Right,
So
but I
it's-
think with setting those boundaries and still also showing them that they can come to you with anything, showing them the side of the friend, it also shows them when they get older the people that they need to cut out of their lives
Yes.
or not.
So
Mira, si fuera por mí,
And
yo me
cut them
quedara, no
off
le hablara a
early
nadie
on.
en estos
Right.
momentos.
Cut
de
them
mi
off
vida.
early on. Don't waste no time.
we're going to get into that next and the cutting off. One more point I like to make. I'm going to have an issue because I'm a girl dad. I'm going to have an issue with my daughter sleeping over at anybody's house. I'm going to have a big issue with that.
As you should.
I'm going to have an issue. And, you know, it's life. Like, you grow, they're out of your hands. We forget that our kids are only momentary in our lives.
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to exit and they're going to meet reality.
Right.
So that's a big fear of mine. So, for example, I got 2 daughters. They're young, sweethearts. But I want to, like, is it wrong for me to want to tough them up a little bit?
No, you should.
Not.
You should.
I want to tough them up to get them prepared for the real world. So when they go out there, they're not like
Let them
You
hang out with
should.
Wanda.
this.
Like
Yeah.
they're in a bubble.
You
Like,
should.
oh,
Right.
the world is, yeah, of course.
So
That's the best thing you can do.
I'm having challenges with that now and figuring out how to do that.
Or Natalie.
As a
Natalie's
parent.
tough too.
Huh? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. let's talk about a subject you just said. Your kids need to cut off. You're gonna show your kids when to cut off people early, right? And that's something that as we all mature, like we're all adults now, you know, we had these childhood friends that were great for the time being, right? But people have sort of, you know, there's a limit to everybody's
There's a
time
season
frame in your
of
life.
someone, a
There's-
season
right.
and time for everyone that
For
enters your
everyone.
life.
Talk
Yeah.
to me about that a little bit and how you manage that as an adult. Like, you know, I think cutting people off is okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I hate you.
Right.
You know, you're just on that side. And I got love for you, but you over there.
I feel like the older you get, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It used to be
100%.
harder
Because
Your
I feel like
tolerance for people.
Yeah.
when I was
diminishes.
younger, I would always question why. But then now that I'm older, I'm like, it makes sense. Like, I don't know.
It does. It does. What do you think, Nat?
Yeah, I had a harder time before to let go. You feel bad. You feel like, oh my God, I know you for so many years. Like, it's no way. Like, we're not friends anymore. We're not still connected. Like, it took me time to understand that. But like you said, is everybody has their season in our life. Like,
And you know what? I want to clarify something because friendship, that word, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm supposed to be calling you every day.
no.
FaceTiming you every day, texting you every day,
Right.
connecting with you every day, seeing how you are. You know, people go through this shit, right? I'm going through my shit, you're going through your shit. We may disconnect. I have friends right now that I've disconnected with on the day to day, but they know that they could count on me if we it's like when we reconnect,
Right.
no time, no space, it doesn't matter. Like we're the same as before. The relationship is different, but you know there's love here for you. I know there's love there for me, and that's okay. The friend that does not accept that, that's the one that I feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna cut you at this
Like,
point because it's like
you're not
I
real
cut you
friends
off.
if you can't separate for some time and
Yeah.
come back to where you left off.
Yeah,
Like, it's unrealistic to think that it's going to be the same from the beginning. Like, everybody evolves. Everybody's growing
Right.
and doing different things. Like, you need
a
to,
fact.
like, embrace it and accept and actually be happy for your friend that is growing
And
and
evolving.
evolving. You don't want them to be the same as the person you met, you know?
that's crazy. That's crazy.
So, and also what I was saying before, like moving on and just letting go of certain relationship, it's okay. The love is always going to be there. Like,
But
regardless,
it's
like
not
you're
only
gonna
friends.
wish them the best. Oh, and family too.
Speak
could
on it,
be-
Ludi.
It's not only friends. It could be family members too.
Oh, yes.
And
And
that's even harder.
You gotta let them go. You gotta let them go.
Yeah, because some
It doesn't
people are
matter.
not good
But
energy
blood
for
is
you
not
right now.
thicker than water, so it's you gotta let it go. Let it go. If
Let
the
it-
person's too toxic in your life, I don't care.
Listen, friends, family, I'm talking about close, like, even brothers and sisters. Like if
Whoever.
if you're not serving me what I need
Exactly.
right now at the moment, like if you're not growing with me, like if I'm growing and you're still in like 2005, we can't connect.
Or you mad at the world and you want to take it. No. Keep that negative vibe over there and your
Keep that negative
house
shit.
over there and your shit
sit
over
down
there.
somewhere.
Cuídate, because no estamos en eso.
Go
and it
sit
could be
down
whoever.
somewhere.
It could be my mom, my dad, my sister, whoever.
Yeah.
You gotta
yeah.
go, you gotta go.
Yeah. And sometimes it's indefinite. Sometimes it's momentary. Sometimes, as I mentioned, people are going through shit. You're not the only one. Everybody's going through shit.
Everybody's
Everybody
going
going through. And then life, right? You got kids, you got work, you got
A
you
lot.
gotta cook, you gotta clean, and then to deal with this person that just wants to like throw themselves at
Yeah,
you or
like,
something like that. Like,
you went to Chipotle and you didn't even invite me.
that's
That shit is
that sounds like it
wild.
happened.
That shit is wild. Like, oh, can I breathe in peace?
Somebody
Somebody
pulled out that car.
No, I'm just saying those are like,
Que diablo, loca, fuiste
typical
pa'
like
Chipotle,
toxic.
no me
Sounded real
invitaste.
specific, right?
Sí,
I'm
diablo,
just
loca.
saying. That's
Diablo.
like typical toxic shit.
I'll invite you to Chipotle next
You
time.
went to
Don't worry,
Cheesecake
bro, we got
Factory.
Like, you got a quesadilla without me? Are you serious? Wow, that's how we do it? Wow.
Bueno, mi amor, oiga lo que le voy a decir. Todo el mundo who brings negative vibes to your life, cut the mother off. That's it. No le hablen, cuídense, no me
Okay,
hablen,
at
porque
least
no
you
estamos
bleep
para
the word.
eso.
Bleep yourself.
I bleep myself, though, yo soy automática, gracias.
Got a question for y'all. Motherhood can be challenging and difficult. I know. Parenthood as well. It's definitely a challenge. Can you share some of the strategies that you use to?
You really want me to share mine?
Yeah. She didn't even let me finish the question. She already
Right.
knew.
Finish the question.
No, I forgot the question.
Strategies
Yeah.
to handle it?
To de-stress?
Whoop
Right. So
ass.
it's kind of like strategies to not burn out.
I'm still figuring it out. Not there yet.
Is that like an everlasting
I
thing? Because
said-
it's kind of like most of us don't figure it out. We just
I don't know.
move
My
with
kids
the
are really
stress.
small still, so I don't feel like I got it figured out. And, at least not 100%.
I do got to figure
To
out.
say I got the cheat code, I don't.
I'm starting to
this off if you say
I'm
that
starting to set boundaries
Go ahead.
because I feel like it's like when you're in your house, you feel like
You should be relaxing.
no, like everybody needs you. Everybody needs you, and you're working. You come home exhausted, and then you come home and then you can't even like unwind. And so you got to start setting boundaries with every family member. Like, no, I'm important too. Like, I need my space.
Putting
I need my
yourself
time
first.
and not feel guilty. Like, and that's the thing that was getting to me, like the guilt of.
Why do you think that is? Why do you automatically go to the guilt? And then you blame the guilt on the person when you put that guilt on yourself.
Yeah, because you start building resentment too towards the other people. Because, but it's really your fault because you haven't set a clear boundary from the beginning. Like, this is my space. This is my time. Can I be in the bathroom by myself?
No.
Can I take a shower in peace?
No.
Can I sleep on my bed by myself? Like, it's like all these things. Like, no, like I need to stop feeling guilty and set my foot down. Like, enough is enough. Like, I matter. Like, how I
But
feel, like my needs and all that. So
I think it's
you have to do it for
more
yourself.
of a Spanish culture thing, to be honest. Us Spanish people, moms, I'm going to speak on them, we think that we need to put everybody first before us. Y eso está mal. Porque si yo no estoy bien, aquí nadie va a estar bien.
Oh, everyone knows it.
Yeah, no.
Oye, yo me levanto harta y aburrida de la vida. Y ahí todo el mundo lleva golpe. It's a disaster. So, ahora yo digo, no, espérate, Luriana. relax, breathe.
Take the Bible out.
Exactly. I get holy sometimes.
Sometimes.
Me voy para Santo Domingo, duró 4 días. Le digo a Ciara, figure it out con estas dos. No sé, ya llamé a Natalie. ¿Tú te puedes quedar con London? Que me voy para Santo Domingo.
Yeah.
So hay veces that you have to unplug yourself
Interesting.
to refresh.
So that's your way of reconnecting with yourself,
Exactly,
de-stressing.
because I am everything for my girls.
Because then you burn out. And the burnout, Ludi, you don't
Entonces, I
want to see
take it
that.
out on them. Because when I'm, like, cuando yo estoy, like, I'm yelling, I'm maldiciendo a las 5 de la mañana, yo me levanto a las 5 de la mañana, everything. I'm always yelling at them. And that's something I'm working on.
Please.
Because yo digo, it's me first.
Yeah,
Si yo no estoy bien, ninguna van a estar bien.
Yeah.
Entonces que se joda todo, me voy para Santo Domingo, me doy mi maldito humo. Aquí los fines de semana le digo a Ciara, I need some time. Ciara just be looking at me like, this lady. She's sad at me too, but I don't care.
But not everyone can pick up and go to DR and spend 4 days.
Gotcha.
No, but there's other
We
things.
don't be.
Baby, I'm
No,
gonna
but
pick
there's
up and
other
go.
things that you can do. You could have a girls' night out. Una noche.
Yeah, you could do
Decir,
that.
vámonos.
Yeah.
Or let's go
God
have a
forbid you
few
do that.
drinks.
God
Or
forbid you
let's
do
go to a spa un día while they're in school. It's a lot of things that you could do, but you have to do it. And you're not being a bad mom and you're not being a bad wife. You need time for yourself.
You do. But then here's the other thing. There might be someone out there that may be thinking, I don't have time for myself. I can't find time for myself. I can't do...
Pero por lo mismo.
Which is
Es que
very
tú tienes que,
possible.
you have to unplug
Very
yourself.
often, right?
Right, and then you burn out,
Because
is what I'm
if,
saying.
if you die tomorrow, what's gonna happen? They're gonna figure it out. Trust me, they all gonna figure it out.
And like you put your kids and your husband or whoever as a priority, you take that time to do that for yourself as well.
I feel like that's how I reset also,
Because-
going away. Like,
Like you gotta find something where you can
To the
reset,
mic,
whatever it is,
ladies.
whatever it is that you like. It could be a spa, it could be whatever it is, but you need to do it. You need to unplug and let them figure it out for that day.
even if it's a date night where somebody's watching the
Exactly.
kids, that's another way.
Yeah.
At least for a day, but you need to unplug yourself because we owe that to ourselves. Yo estoy hablando en the mom thing
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
hay
yeah.
hombres que también that does everything because hay mujeres que son deja y whatever and the man takes over. It's fine, but you need to unplug yourself and let them figure it out. That's
But like
it.
I was telling my husband, the way things are now, I feel like there's no community anymore in a way that like you can expect your parents to watch your kids so you can go out and do things. I
Yeah.
feel like that has changed drastically because I
Yeah.
want my parents to have their own life too. So I want them to be in DR, have
Oh,
fun, whatever.
and they want to have their own life too.
yes, they
They out right?
So yeah, so like it has changed drastically, I feel. Like if I didn't have my older sister, like I feel like it would be a lot harder.
You know, it's you mentioned something very important, which is community, right? When you hear the Dad's Group Chat podcast, it's not just guys, you know, or girls. It's everybody. Everybody needs their kind of like group to kind of like feed off. I always say that. You always need even if it's one person, even if it's just your older sister, but somebody to kind of like dive into and feed off. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that you're just gonna unload on them your
No, claro que no.
whole situation, right? You know, because everybody has limits, of course, and we got to respect people's limits. But it's good to have somebody to confide in to break that down with.
Pero nowadays, es muy poca la gente. Like my sister, she's still with London once. When I came back, she was like, I am not staying with her again. So if you plan to
she's
go
a sweetheart.
to
She's a
no es
sweetheart.
conmigo. Esta vez, because I spoke to Natalie. Natalie didn't know what was London. But I'm pretty much sure there's not going to be a second time porque la tiguerita jode.
No.
She was
She
good.
was
I'm
good.
like,
She was
"Usted
good.
no me
She
entiende
was-
la niña."
I'm like, esa niña es
No,
final.
she was good.
And
She
my
was good.
problem is London. Well, now she's changing a little bit. Now my problem is Kalyani because she was like, my mom was like, I'm not staying with Kalyani no more because of her mouth. So it's a little difficult because I'm the only parent. Like I don't have support from the dad as I should. Pero olvídate. I told Kalyani, you need to change, figure it out because I need some unplugging sometime.
You know, having support is important, even in that, right? Your partner to be supportive and let you unplug and not let you, allow you to have that time. You know, let me take the kids. Go do whatever you got to do, whatever that is. Go for whatever.
Y no todos los hombres hacen eso.
Right, but that See, that's the thing. Like some men think that they controlling the situation and having the woman stressed out is okay, and it's not. When you not allow, I always say, like, I'm not trying to say allow. When you let the woman unplug and, let her reconnect and then come back to you, you're getting a better version of her for yourself.
It's better for you, for your
She's gonna
family,
be
for
much
everybody.
happier.
Hello.
And then everybody else gonna be happy.
Exactly.
Okay. Happy wife, happy life,
that has
baby.
to do with selfishness too, because como una pareja tuya,
You gotta let the man
ustedes tienen que dar
unplug.
oportunidad. Okay, I'm gonna have
Both
my
ways.
time, and
Right.
then him too's gonna have his time as well.
But when it's just me,
no,
oh,
that's
you
not
were in
fair.
charge of the kid always.
No,
I can't. I gotta call you as soon as you walk out. That's
no.
Yeah.
Talking
That's
about
not healthy. That's not okay.
great.
unplugging. I used to remember when our parents used to send us to DR, and they made it
the
seem
whole summer.
yeah, the whole summer they made it seem like they were working hard. That's why we had to go spend the
Oh,
summer
yeah.
in DR.
They needed to unplug.
But looking back, I saw a bunch of pictures of my parents just having fun, dancing, drinking, like pictures of them hanging out.
Right.
And I'm like, they were happy that whole
Yeah,
summer, no
and
kids.
that space right there.
And we were in DR on the farm,
was
waking up
that-
at 6 a.m, milking cows.
was what kept
I'm
them
just saying.
together for
Raking,
so
wait,
many
raking
years.
mango leaves.
Ese break que ellos tenían in the summer because they had somebody to send them to the yard.
That's the community,
fue lo
baby.
que lo conectó a ellos as a couple for so many years.
Claro.
Yo.
Volvemos a lo de antes, que the
Claro.
couple and the time and the kids, yes, it's very important.
But
We
then,
need that space
as a parent
couple.
now, I can't imagine leaving my kid to someone for a whole summer.
That's the
Ah,
thing.
yo
I'm
sí.
not- I'm
Is
not.
that like a
No.
thing of like
No.
No, no, no.
being a millennial
Again.
parent?
I'm with you.
Again,
Look,
because
like,
you feel
for
guilty,
me-
but don't
One at a
feel
time, one at a
guilty.
time, one at a time.
I felt really bad, like when Jana was little, like that first year.
You did it a couple
there
of
was a lot
times.
of times she would go with my mom to DR for like a month at a time or a few weeks because I didn't trust anyone else
To take care of her.
to take care of her.
That
And
makes
I had
sense,
to go
though.
back to work. And then I felt like it was so hard for me. Like, and then like you try to remember, well, I try to remember that first year and I feel like it flew by because of that. But yeah, I that's the only reason she went over there. But am I gonna do that again? No. Like I will figure it out.
Ay, yo
'Cause
sí
she
lo
ain't
hago.
going
But
no-
that
like
makes
my
so
kids-
much
yeah.
sense. Like I was talking to Stephanie about this. Was it today?
Yeah.
Like,
About
they-
maternity leave, right?
How is it? Yeah,
Paternity leave, right?
Like, how is it that parents will, after 6 weeks,
Ooh,
of
let's talk about
back
that.
in the day when it was 6 weeks maternity leave? How do you give your kid to daycare? Like, I can't do that. I
Yo.
would, if it's family, yeah. But daycare, I don't
Even
know.
that.
Like, who can do that?
Even family. It's like,
Right.
let's talk about that because that was one of the topics I wanted to bring up. Paternity leave, maternity leave. Do you think that's enough time given by a job for you to take that break to have your child and,
But
No.
The
what
first
time?
stage.
6 weeks?
what is it now?
It used to be 6 weeks if you had a natural birth. If you had a C-section, it was 8 weeks, and
But
men
now we-
didn't get
but now
paternity
we
leave
have
before.
paid
Now we do.
Now
in
we
New York.
get the 12 weeks, which is what, 3 months.
3 months.
Paid?
Both.
No,
Yeah.
16 weeks. With London, I had 16 weeks. Más la 8 semanas de cesárea.
Also, it's gotten better.
Oh,
See,
okay.
it's gotten better.
But
see.
is it enough time?
No,
is what
it's
I'm at.
not.
Still, is it enough time? 3 to 4 months.
But it all
in
depends.
Europe, they have up to a year.
It all
Sometimes
depends.
even 2.
I feel like whenever
Europe, some places.
because every mother's different in their situation. I feel like when the mother feels ready to go back to work, then she should. Like I took 3 months off for Jana. I had a C-section, so they paid me 2 months.
Right.
I took 3 months with her, and it was like terrible to
It's
let
still
go.
not enough.
After the
And
3
it's
months, did you
like-
feel like okay? Or did
think-
you feel like it's too
No, you
short?
feel
No,
sad.
I
like,
think
sure.
it all depends.
You feel
Because
sad.
on my third child, I was ready to go to work.
With
Ya
the
yo
girl.
estoy harta y aburrida. It all depends. Porque cuando tú eres primeriza, no, I'm so serious. Cuando tú
Cansada
eres,
como
when
una
you have
madre.
your first child, because you are a mom for the first time, so the bond is a little bit different. Ya the second child, you're like, okay, tú como que te quieres quedar, pero tú sabes, ya the third child, tú estás harta y aburrida, dices, okay, me voy a trabajar. Llévate de mí que te lo estoy diciendo.
Every pregnancy is different. I
Yes.
understand that. You know, I understand that every pregnancy is different. Maybe that third pregnancy, you was like, yo, I'm ready. You know, let's get back to it. That's it.
It's that
That's
you
okay.
be like, it's okay. No, because you learn and you grow.
Yeah.
With your first kid, your second kid, you learn and you grow. You be like, okay, it's okay. It's not. You don't. Tú no te sientes tan guilty of leaving them because that's what it is. The guilt when you're a first time mom or a second time mom, you be like, damn, I'm being a bad mom because I'm leaving my kid.
Right.
Pero ya with the first, the second, the third, the fourth, you learn that you're not
¿Cuántos
being
son?
No, hasta 20
The
que tú
5th,
quieras
the
parir.
6th, the 7th, the 8th.
Exactly.
I feel like,
but then you learn that you're not being a bad parent, that you're not being a bad mom.
Mm-hmm.
Y you gotta do what you gotta do because si tú te quedas en tu casa acostada and no income is coming in, ¿cómo tú le vas a dar de comer? How you gonna dress them? How you gonna have a roof over their head?
It's
So
a
tú
lot.
entiendes.
But like I said, a year is a good time.
Where did you say? Was a year?
I know.
In Europe?
Es demasiado.
I feel like
I think like Switzerland,
I think
they
it
have
should
that.
be. I think it should be optional.
Yeah, optional,
If
but
it's a
That's
year,
a good idea.
I feel like a year would feel too long because then you get comfortable
Sí.
being home.
6
I feel like
months.
3 months is too short.
6
Maybe
meses
4
está
or
bien.
5. Maybe 5 months.
No, I just
How
think-
about
But
you
it
just
also
have the
feels like
option?
you're out,
Yeah.
out of the
Right.
game of like going back to work and doing all that. I feel like a year might be too long.
Too long.
I think the year
To
is
go
like
back
a
into
bunch of
work.
milestones happening so fast, and you don't get that time
It
back.
does go by
You
quick.
can't.
The
turn
first
back
year
time,
is
so
important.
I think so.
I mean,
And there's so many doctor appointments that you have to go through the
Oh,
first
man.
year that
With
It's a
Kalyani,
lot.
I went back to work when she was 5 months old. And her first year milestone, yo me la disfruté todita. Because es que tú tienes que sacar tiempo para todo. Like,
That's true.
you're an
But
adult,
it's better
you're
if
a mom,
you get
but
it paid for a year and you home with your kid.
no,
Right.
mi amor, you know. Well,
Y así de
me
verdad tú
personally.
disfrutas.
I mean, if you get paid, that would be great.
Right.
right.
even-
No, of course
even-
we're talking about getting paid.
I mean, even
and having
in those
that.
3 months, you're not
You gotta
getting your
get-
full pay. You
No,
get
but
like
let's say
65%, so it's
like it'd be great to have the option of getting paid for a year, up to a year. You choose,
You choose.
and then it'll be great to have that time to spend and create a bond with that baby, and then you get back to society. But yeah, it's I saw it with my wife when we had our first and our second. She was like, this is weird to me to disconnect.
to let go.
To disconnect.
Right.
Right, on both babies. And it was
Yeah.
hard I saw it. It was hard for her to disconnect. For me, they just gave me my week or two. I was there in the
People, they
beginning
give
and
you
then
a
it was like
very
back to
little.
work. And then I saw my child for a certain period of time throughout the day. Of course, I'm working.
How did you feel about that?
That was awful. I wanted to connect too.
Right.
Like I think both parents should go on paternity and maternity leave.
Right.
Of course, the mom should have the year. The father should have at least 3 months.
Yes.
But that's
Because
what I-
I'm
that-
keep in
that
mind,
I do.
keep in
That
mind,
I do.
I am helping too in the house. I'm helping with the appointments. I'm helping with everything else that's going on. So when we put that burden on just the women, and then the men has to go back to work, it becomes a psychological issue at that point because
And then that's
you're dealing with a
where
lot, and then
the blues come in.
the blues and all that
Nobody's
stuff. Listen,
sleeping.
it's
in
a
the
great
house,
thing to be at home with the dad. Like, I
It
would
is.
say,
Yeah.
because it's like you're both not sleeping, but it feels like a team.
it feels
With
like
a
somebody
helpful dad.
somebody is
that's
somebody that's helping. Yeah,
Even
it's
with
good.
the moms that are breastfeeding, like to go back
Oh
to
my
work
God.
right away.
That I don't know.
That's I think
That's a
that's
lot.
torture. In
That's
a
a
way.
hot mess.
Yeah.
Hold on. So what you talking about? You talking about like when they put the machines?
Well, yeah, you gotta like
Gotta
pump.
take
You gotta
your
do all
whole
this extra
thing
shit.
to work.
I said the machines.
And then the lack of sleep, you got to be doing that every 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, so I said the year. Take a whole fucking year. You're good.
Now I changed
What
my
country
mind.
they
A
doing?
year.
I'm out there.
Switzerland, baby. Let's go to Switzerland. So, ladies, thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you for joining the podcast again.
Wait.
What's up?
We're not finished.
What's up?
We got questions for you.
Okay.
The fire round.
Oh, shit.
You ready?
We got
All
4
right.
questions for you.
Talk to me.
Who's going to go first with their question?
I'll go.
Okay.
Do you think today's fathers have it easier or harder than the ones from the past?
I think we have it harder
Why?
because our fathers from our past, like I could only speak from my experience with my dad, didn't talk much, didn't share much feelings, didn't face his traumas, didn't face his challenges. Maybe he did in his own way. I could tell you He probably needs therapy. He won't even face that. And in our generation of men, we are aware of how we were brought up. We are aware of the changes we need to make in order to kind of like give the next generation whatever they need. And, you know, it may not even be enough because our kids are going to pop up in the future telling us, you didn't do much.
You gotta put your dad
You
on the
gotta do more.
podcast.
I'm thinking about that.
God.
I'm thinking about bringing on my dad to the
That'd be
podcast.
interesting.
Would he
I
talk
definitely-
much though, or would he just
I'm
stand
gonna get
there
him.
and stay on the mic?
No.
And how you gonna do? Porque hablamos español, se nos acaba el inglés.
No. No, yo lo traigo a él, you know, and we'll talk, and it'll be Spanish
Okay.
that time. I'm
I got a
thinking about it.
question
I'm
for you.
considering it. Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
got one for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you missed out on having a brother?
No. My sister is more than enough for me.
That's right. You better say that.
So, I'm sorry about the good.
Enough in a good way, right?
Hey. Nah, you know I mean it. You know I mean it. You know,
Lindo, shushu de
not
mamá.
only, you know, and having a sibling from the opposite sex allows me to understand the opposite sex a little bit better for the most part. You know, as I've been growing, and you know, all of us been growing, we gain more knowledge as we go. So
Did it prepare you for your daughters?
man, nothing prepared me for that. I thought I was gonna have all boys, to be honest. You know, they say that, you know, you're gonna pay your, what do they say? Yo la pago todo. With my daughters, I feel like that's coming. I feel like that's coming. That's the one reason why I'm scared to have a third child, actually.
Why?
Like, it's like I want another girl, but I want a boy just to continue, you know, the Santana name. But then I'll be with 3 girls, and it'll be like extra mushy now, because I'm the mush. But yeah,
Your turn, dude.
these are not hot questions. I thought y'all was gonna go in.
Wow.
It's your turn.
Let me know.
Don't
Go ahead, go in, baby. Let me know what questions you got.
What do you think about yourself as a dad?
Hold on. Ahí sí es diferente. Let me put the hat on. Nah, I'm not tired as a mother. What do I think of myself as a dad? I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm the best. I think I try to be. I try to, you know, because a lot of my father is in me, and I identify it now. Every time I react like my dad would react, it's weird. Like I catch myself. And I catch myself apologizing for shit. Not that my dad was bad or anything like that, but it was like more strict. It was like very strict. But no,
Do you think you're strict?
You think you're a bad dad?
I think that I'm strict. That's for them to say. That's not for me to say. But I am better at identifying when I do, like I'm getting better at identifying and apologizing. Because that's one thing that I feel like that this new generation, like our babies need, is not like less strict, but more apologetic, more understanding, more conversations, you know, just so they can open up to you more. Because one day I know they're gonna come in with their little boyfriends and shit like that, and it's gonna be like,
Y tú te vas a poner bruto.
I'm gonna react to certain things, but I gotta be accepting of it as well, because I got accepted into a house, into a family. You see what I'm saying? But I am good at identifying things, which I'm pretty sure you guys as mothers are as well. You're gonna identify who's who, who's around your kid. You're gonna let them know when they need to let that person go. But then it's all up to your kid, because none of us listened when we were younger. So I know that's coming too. So that's the unknown. But to answer your questions about how do I feel as a dad myself, I feel like I'm doing an okay job. I feel like there's always room for improvement. My daughters are everything to me. They're my life. They're my lifeline, everything. I just know that I get ahead of myself a lot, and I'm always paying attention to the time frame when they're not going to be here. So that's my worry. What happens outside of here? Because I know what's going to happen in here. We're going to have a great upbringing. I'm going to, try to make it to where you are an outstanding adult as you step out of this house. But It's the unknown that is a scary part to me.
Is there anything different that you would do with a third child that you didn't do with your first and your second child?
They're gonna sleep in their own crib.
Gracias. Gracias.
Other than that,
If there's one thing we learned today.
by the way, no third baby's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put that on me. No.
El varón,
No
more,
third
el
baby.
varón.
Listen, I'm the boy. I always say it. I'm the boy.
El
That's it.
varón, no.
And that's
Tú
me.
eres el rey de la casa.
That's me.
No,
That's
si
me.
Alevi
No.
necesita un reycito. Gracias.
Yo,
That's a good
yo,
answer.
mom will.
He
Mom
said,
will.
I'm the boy.
Yeah, I'm the boy. Mom will chop me up if I get a little like
Yep.
baby boy. That's it. I'm done.
Wow. He's
Oh,
trying
shit.
to keep the favorite title. That's what it is.
I'm
That's
trying
the
not
fear.
to have a boy. Now, ladies, listen, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Dad's Group Chat Podcast. I really appreciate. Oh, you do have a question.
No.
No?
I didn't think of one.
You didn't think of one?
No.
Ah, okay, my
Next time I got you.
bad. Okay.
And it's gonna be spicy.
You gotta bring some spicy questions. What's up with y'all?
I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
No, thank you so much for joining each and every one of you. I appreciate you. You're always welcome here. You are the regular guest, right? Whenever you want to do this, we could do this. We could dive in.
En el verano, more.
Yeah, when it's hotter, then I don't have no AC.
Yes, please. Please.
Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please share, like, subscribe, all that good shit. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Peace.